Let's play a little thought experiment. Imagine you could pick a superpower, a life with absolutely no fear or a life with absolutely no pain. Sounds pretty amazing, right? But which one would actually be better?
So, picture this. We have two individuals. One feels absolutely no fear, ever. The other can't feel a single drop of pain. On the surface, both sound like they've hit the jackpot. But who's really better off? Who would actually live a better, fuller life?
All right, let's meet our two contenders. First up, the fearless guy. You know that dark, sketchy alley you'd avoid? To him, it's just a shortcut. No big deal. And then there's the painless guy. He could literally crack a bone and just keep going about his day, completely unaware. It's wild to think about, right? Their whole reality is just built differently than ours.
Okay, let's dive into the first case, the man without fear. And as you can probably guess, his life is, well, it's a life lived constantly on the absolute edge, whether he knows it or not.
Think about it. For this guy, all the things that set off our internal alarm bells, they're just information. Standing on top of a skyscraper? That's not terrifying, that's just height. A car speeding towards him? That's just speed. That little voice in our head that screams, "Be careful!" For him, it's just silent.
And without that alarm system, he develops this really powerful and really dangerous mindset. His inner voice is constantly just saying, "It's fine, nothing will happen to me." He walks right into situations where the rest of us would slam on the brakes because he genuinely believes he's untouchable.
So here's the kicker. His whole life becomes this escalating series of risks. He gets a little too close to the cliff edge, then a little closer the next time. He's always pushing, always inching towards that one single fatal mistake.
All right, let's switch gears and look at our other guy, the one who can't feel pain. Now, his danger isn't this big, dramatic, edge-of-a-cliff moment. It's something much quieter, almost like a silent decay.
I mean, at first, this sounds like the best superpower ever, right? He can take any hit, he falls down, he just hops right back up. But imagine this, he could break a bone and have no idea how bad it is because there's nothing, absolutely nothing telling his brain to stop and check for damage.
And what happens? Well, his body becomes this running tally of unnoticed injuries. A burn from grabbing a hot pan he didn't realize was hot. A cracked bone from a fall he just brushed off. Deep cuts that never get cleaned and, you guessed it, get infected. It just piles up.
You see, his body is falling apart, bit by bit, but it's lost its ability to cry for help. It can't send up that emergency flare, so he just sinks deeper and deeper into this state of disrepair, all because that one crucial signal, pain, is completely missing.
So, what are we getting at with these two stories? Well, they both point to the same thing. They show us the real reason we have these feelings we try so hard to get rid of. Fear and pain. They're not punishments. They're our body's built-in guardians, our necessary alarms.
Let's really think about fear again. We call people fearless like it's the ultimate compliment. But it's not a weakness. It's our advanced warning system. It's the part of our brain that's constantly scanning the future for danger and yelling, "Hey, don't do that." It stops us from making that one big mistake.
And what about pain? Pain isn't the villain in the story. It's the emergency medic. It's that immediate, unignorable signal that flashes in your brain saying, "Red alert, something is broken. Stop everything and fix this now."
So, the conclusion here is pretty clear, isn't it? Not having these alarms isn't a superpower. It's actually a fatal flaw. Both of our guys, the fearless one and the painless one, they're missing an absolutely essential tool for staying alive. They're both headed for disaster, they're just taking different roads to get there.
And that kind of leaves us with this one big question to chew on. We spend so much time and energy trying to run away from pain and trying to conquer our fears. But what if? What if the things we think of as our biggest weaknesses are actually our most important, most vital strengths?